Senzo Meyiwa's family say that police have not given them any information regarding reports of the discovery of a gun that was used to kill the former Bafana captain. News 24 is reporting that police made this breakthrough into Meyiwa's death. My colleague, Thami Ngubeni, spoke to Meyiwa's cousin a bit earlier on.
It's said we have spoken to General Thole, what is the head of the investigation, who General Mfazi will update us if anything happens or if there is any breakthrough in the case. So, and today we wake up to the news that the firearm has been found. And we're just hearing it from the media. We've already knew it maybe a month ago or 2 months ago. There was someone who was claiming she was a sense of shock. We don't know. Only the police, Lawa Asabenzifana, no general told or Azil. Because you must remember there are two teams in this investigation. There's a team there are two teams of those who are supposed to be working together, but they are not working together. So the team, they obviously like they know which is someone who has been claiming which he was there. But we were told that when there's a time for arrest, there will be people who are claiming which they were there. Yes, we all know which there was no one who entered the room.
The family representative also claims that they know who shot Meyiwa and have given that information to the police.
Amaphoyisa njengamanje kumele engabe abopha uLongwethwala for killing uSenzo. Senzo was shot by Ulongwethwala. There was no one who entered the house. All these police who have defeated the ends of justice. Senzo was shot by Ulongwethwala. A call was made by Tumelo. The first call when Senzo was shot was to Tumelo, a boyfriend, Kazandi, of which he didn't know by name, had shot Senzo, and then a phone was dropped. At the background, Ukeli, she was crying, and that information was given to the SAPS. Why they do not want to arrest Ulongwethwala, I do not know. For me and my family, it is up to them. It's long overdue. We've said to the police several times, and the good police who are in the side of justice have said it. There was no one who entered the house. Yes, who are working on this case. Even who advocate Chauke in Gauteng, he confirmed it. According to the information that was given to him, there is no one. I had a live recording of Advocate Chauke saying, according to him as an advocate, experienced advocate, there was no one who entered the house.
Now, staying with that story, Newzroom Afrika has reached out to Chico Silo Otwala's family on the allegations, and the family says it would rather let the law take its course. Now, staying with that story, I'm joined in the studio by our senior politics reporter, Ziyanda Ngcobo, who actually spoke exclusively to Senzo Meyiwa's mother about her son's murder and the pace of this investigation. Ziyanda, here we find ourselves once again, the family, new information coming out. But when you sat down with the mother, what was the state of the family at that particular point?
I think it's important to start off with reflecting exactly that. The family has always had a cry to say that police and investigating authorities never say anything to them. Over the last 6 or 7 years since Senzo was killed, information has been coming to them through the media. And in fact, I remember quite distinctly Thami Meyiwa, Senzo's mother, saying that another issue that they told Begicela about when he went to go visit the family last year is the fact that there were always different police investigators coming to give them information, which they believed was also causing a significant delay in the matter being actually finalized. Now, subsequent to Cele's visit, he was there sometime last year, late last year, around this time actually. In July, Cele had established a special unit that would be looking into this particular matter of Senzo Meyiwa's killing. And of course, you'll remember that Cele came under a lot of fire because he gave deadlines that he never met. He initially said that by Christmas, that was Christmas in 2018, there would be feedback, and that didn't happen. Then he promised by Easter last year in 2019 that there'd be feedback. There was still no feedback. And in actual fact, when Cele had gone last year, it was because Sam Meyiwa, Senzo's father, had also passed away. So he was there to pay his condolences to the Meyiwa family. Now, that's one of the issues. But just like Siyabonga Mia was saying today, Senzo's mother also told us that they know exactly who killed Senzo Meyiwa, and in fact, she was of the belief that the same people who killed Senzo were also responsible for her husband's death. Let's take a listen into what she had said at the time.
Noma ngoba ungaqhamuka azosiza ngani ukube bathi bebulela uSenzo bazoza la ekhaya bathi simbulela uSenzo ubulayo ngephutha bazoza la ekhaya bathi sizoxolisa la ekhaya kubafika eqaleni ngasathi bebulela uSenzo akaze kufike umuntu la ekhaya ezobika ukuthi uSenzo ubulayo ubulo ubani abaze bafike kuba bafika isikhathi lokuqala bathi uSenzo ufike ngephutha bese besigada ke bakhokhela amaphoyisa abasikhokheli thina babhizi bakhokhela amaphoyisa. Iqiniso lilapho nje bakhokhela amaphoyisa wasikhokheli thina babulala uSenzo kuyaziwa khona mangasalala ebusuku abangalala ebusuku hayi kahleni makithi kahleni abafike namhlanje mangibulala bebe ngibulala babulala ingane kaSenzo sife bese beyidleleke imali.
Well, Thami, as you can see, they are very emotional in Thami Meyiwa, and one of the biggest cries actually was the fact that the family is not being taken care of. And the fact that she's raising one of Senzo's daughters, who is a teenager in high school, and her biggest cry was that Senzo's killers are out there. She says that these people have money. Now we heard from Siyabonga, he's named Longwe Twala. I mean, that's something that's a name that's been on the rumor mill for the longest time. But the News 24 report, I must actually just reflect this, Thami. The News 24 report says that the weapon that was used to kill Senzo Meyiwa has been linked to a man who's currently serving a jail term sentence in a Johannesburg prison, and that he was also responsible for the killing of an Alexandra taxi boss. So it's very interesting to see whether or not then who else this evidence will be linked to, and whether or not then it will still be linked to Longwe Twala, as the long-standing belief has been that, of course, he is responsible for the death of Senzo. I think for many people, South Africans at large, you know, Orlando Pirates supporters and those who love Senzo Meyiwa, the biggest question has always been, why has it taken the police so long to get to the bottom of this when there were so many witnesses in the house? And you'll even remember that the family reached out to AfriForum to take this matter up prosecutorially. So we know that the police had concluded their investigations, but it was up to the NPA or the likes of AfriForum taking up the matter and investigating it further. So now it seems as though the NPA, according to the News 24 report, is actually going to make a final determination on what to do with this matter. But just to go back to the family, Thami, because it's been 6 or 7 long, painful years, because they believe they know who is responsible. And again, they've emphasized that police haven't been forthcoming with information. Let's hear what the mom said at the time as well.
So it's going to get bafike la sikhulumisana ngabe leqala liphelile ngabe mhlawumbe noma lo waboshwa wagwetshwa basinikeze basize siphile siqhubeke nempilo njengabo nje bephila kahle baphila kahle bona thina siphile kahle siyasokola.
So where do you see this going, Ziyanda? As you said, it's been 7 long years. The family is complaining that they're not getting any sort of information from the investigators. That they're also hearing this from the media. And we have reached out to Chiko Twala, who has said, "Let the law take its course." His son has been, identified as a suspect by the family. Actually, the family not just saying he's a suspect, actually accusing him of the murder, and those are very strong allegations. In your coverage of the story, where do you see this going?
Well, I think it's significant that actual substantial evidence has actually been identified, and obviously there would be fingerprints, but it's worrying that this gun was found locked up in a Cleveland police station. There isn't much clarity on why that could have happened. I mean, there could be a variety of reasons, but it's almost as if this evidence has been sitting there for so long. What took the authorities so long to actually discover this? But moreover, I'm mentioning this in the context of the fact that there's this huge allegation made by the family that police themselves have been involved in the cover-up of Senzo Meyiwa's murder because of the high-profile stature of Longwe Twala, which is the accusation that the family has made again today on the channel as well. So the issues around the possible police involvement in the covering up of evidence is still one that one needs to look out for.
Let's backtrack a little bit. Those who were present at the time of Senzo Meyiwa's shooting were questioned, Longwe Twala being amongst them. If you can recall what the outcome of that questioning was at the time.
Well, at the time, and even this News 24 reflects, there was questioning that was done, but it seemed as though there was no evidence to link him to the crime. But this News 24 reports about the discovery of this murder weapon. Of course, it's a docket that's been handed over to the National Prosecuting Authority, and what it says is that even those witnesses who were in the house at the time have been hostile towards investigators in terms of bringing forward information. Now, this is also then what would feed into, some might say it's a conspiracy theory, some might say this is actually what happened, in terms of why then, if even investigators are saying now that there's been some level of hostility and resistance towards assisting authorities to get to the bottom of the matter, why then would they be receiving such resistance when there were so many people, at least 4 or 5 people in the house at the time of Senzo Meyiwa's shooting?
We'll leave it at that for now, Ziyanda, but certainly a developing story, one that has all of South Africa just watching and hoping for justice. And one thing that so many South Africans have also been speaking about is the fact that Senzo Meyiwa's father passed away without having seen justice himself. We do know that this was a cause that he had pretty much dedicated the rest of his life to, bringing to book those who were responsible for the late Bafana captain's death.